Let's get more now on the possible legal cloud over that controversial sports grants program.
Yes, Anne Twomey is a Professor of Constitutional Law at the University of Sydney. She says the program might be unconstitutional. She joins us now. Anne Twomey, thanks very much for your time. Can you tell us why you think there might be problems with this program even existing?
Okay, well, the Commonwealth is only given limited powers under the Constitution. There's no power given to it in relation to sport. And you might remember the case that Ron Williams brought challenging the chaplaincy scheme. In those cases, the High Court said, well, the Commonwealth can't spend money on things unless there's parliamentary authorisation for it and unless there's some support in the Constitution for it. In this particular case, the Commonwealth might rely on what's sometimes called its nationhood power, but that means you either need some kind of a national emergency, like the bushfires or the global economic crisis, resurfacing an oval, not really a national emergency, or it has to be something that peculiarly only the Commonwealth can do and the states are unable to do. And we know that the states can and do give out sports grants. So it doesn't seem to fit either of those, which means that there's a bit of a problem in terms of supporting this program.
Well, the Auditor-General didn't really go into that. It made some criticisms about the program, but said overall Sport Australia's position was sound and the program was sound. What he did question was the legality of the minister getting involved in the allocation of funds. What do you make of that and whether or not there might be a case to answer there?
That's the second area in which it might be unlawful, and that is that the minister herself does not have the power to make these decisions in relation to these grants. That's a power that's been vested by the legislation in Sports Australia as the Australian Sports Commission. That means that there are some difficulties there in terms of working out how it is that the minister could make the final decision in relation to these grants. So the grants themselves may well be unlawful.
The Prime Minister said yesterday the Attorney-General, Christian Porter, will take a look at that issue in particular. Is it right that the Attorney-General do that, considering, of course, his electorate received funding for that sports program as well?
Well, I'm sure the Attorney-General will get independent advice from someone like the Solicitor-General who will look into the background of this. So I think it would be difficult to exclude any politician who was affected by these grants, because probably they all are. But I have no doubt that the Attorney-General will behave appropriately in getting proper independent legal advice.
The Prime Minister is refusing to stand Bridget McKenzie down and standing by her. What do you make of the government's response so far in the past, even in the past 24 hours?
Well, I think what we need to see is further information about what the legal status is. If it does come to pass that it's clear that the minister has acted in an unlawful way in making these grants, then I think the Prime Minister might need to further consider the position. Well,
and you might be able to answer this question, you might not, but beyond that point of legality, which will be decided, what about ministerial standards here and getting involved in the scheme which you weren't supposed to get involved in?
What I really think is that we need to make sure that ministerial advisors are required to be very clear to ministers on what is the scope of their powers that they can exercise. Yes. And I suspect that the breakdown really occurs there.
Okay, we'll learn more as investigation continues. Thank you very much, Anne Twomey.
You're welcome.